Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
If you could each just introduce your character and 3 words to describe him.
Uh, Nathan Blythe, unapologetic, deliberate, and punctual.
Nice.
I play Mark Meacham, uh, uh, Maverick, um, uh, determined, and unyielding.
I love it. Well, both of you have had careers with such massive fandoms across the world, across multiple genres. What does it feel like stepping into sort of this new genre and bringing that to the audiences that love you so much?
I hope they like it. I really do. I think this is, it might have started out as a job, but it feels like it's turned into a bit of a passion project. Um, I truly think that this has all the qualities of something that I know I would enjoy, and I hope that others find that enjoyment. It's a fast-paced, high-intensity, action-packed ride with characters who really give a shit.
I agree.
Well, I would love to hear who would you put on your task force? It can be a friend, former coworker, anybody that you would love to work with in a high stakes situation.
This one,
I would put Danny. What about Danny Minnick?
Danny Minnick,
Danny Minnick for sure.
absolutely go to. Um, man, who else would you put on? I mean,
Uli,
oh yeah,
just
no,
gotta have,
I'd take
gotta
Uli.
have a linebacker.
I'd take Uli in any situation. I'd take him if I was doing sketch comedy. I'd take him if I was in a bar fight.
Awesome. And for fans coming over from the One Chicago franchise, what do you think those fans will particularly love about this show?
I think they'll love that. It's they're gonna get the same sort of familiarity with the procedural vibe, but they're also gonna get some really interesting character work, some dynamics. I think some people they can invest in and follow.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of heart. There's a lot of heart to this show. Um, I think it has a there's a nucleus to this that I think is unique outside of a normal procedural that kind of elevates it, puts it on a slightly bigger stage than maybe what Derek's fans might know him to make.
Well, thank you both so much. I'm very excited for the show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hello,
Hi.
Jessica and Violet. How are you both?
Amazing. Thank you so
How are
much.
you?
I wondered if we could just jump right in and give us a super brief intro to both of your characters.
So I play Amber Oliveris. She's a DEA agent who specializes in going undercover. She is deeply intuitive, capable, fierce, and used to insulating herself around walls of protection. She keeps people at arm's length. That's what keeps her safe. That's what she likes. And now she's in the situation in which she has to knock those walls down, let people in, and that's really terrifying for her. So we get to see her on that journey.
Ooh, and it's a good journey.
It is indeed.
I play Evan. She is fresh out of Quantico. She is the the rookie of the team, if you will. They all have all this experience, and she's coming in and being like, "Hey guys,
Hi.
I'm also here." But pretty quickly she finds her footing, and she kind of has a way of weaseling into different areas of the case that they're solving in that certain week or whatever it is, and figuring out a way to break it open and move to the next thing.
And Jessica, you've played several other law enforcement characters before. What do you think it's important to portray about women in this field and how maybe differently from any other roles that you approach this one?
I think it's important to express the complexity of that experience. It's important to me not to play an idea, a caricature of a person, but to find and to connect to the humanity in their experience. They have had to deal with a lot in order to be where they are, very much play in what has predominantly been, historically been, a man's world. What does that take? What kind of inner confidence and inner insistence upon your own worthiness and what you bring to the table, your confidence in yourself, what does that take? So I try and connect to that in a real way. And I don't try and take softness and vulnerability, femininity out of that. It's very much a part of that. In fact, how does that serve the work that I do? So I always look for opportunities to bring those different kind of flavors,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Mm.
And the camaraderie of like the women that have done that before you and the women that are currently doing that, and our characters are, they lift each other up and they want to help each other
Exactly.
get further in their path. And that's such a special thing to be able to do.
It is. It is a special thing to note that, like, hey, we're in this together. There's no need. We're not pitted against one another. In fact, I'm gonna be one of your biggest supports.
Yeah.
I love that.
If both of you could describe in just 3 words the themes or the energy of the season, what would be those 3 words?
Okay. Ready?
Okay, you first.
Action.
Oh, excitement.
Sultry.
Ness.
Sultriness.
Sultry. True sultriness.
Sultriness? Is that a word?
It is now.
Well,
Those
thank you.
are our 3 words.
Awesome. I can't wait to see how
Sultriness.
this season unfolds. Thank you both.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Hello, how are you both?
Hello.
Hi, good.
Good. How are you doing?
Thanks so much for joining me.
Of
I
course.
wonder if we could just jump right in and you could introduce your character with each of you 3 attributes to describe him.
I play Keontae Bell in Countdown, and I would describe him as cunning, focused, and ambitious.
I play Luke Finau, and I would describe him as passionate, driven, and loving.
Well, the show is, of course, very action-packed, very high energy. And I was wondering, Uli, how do you prepare coming into this role versus maybe preparing for a comedy role like Young Rock?
Nice question. Thank you. I mean, there's a lot of action, like you mentioned. So we had a lot of action in Young Rock, a lot of physicality. So that was useful. Really, for me, it was not so much the physical, but kind of understanding the world of LA and the culture of LA, and in particular because Luke Finau is in the gang unit for the LAPD, understanding what that entails and that kind of thing. So that was the major undertaking for me. Physicality, I mean, I enjoy that kind of thing, so it was pretty easy.
And Elliot, you've played in a wide range of different genres as well. What made you very excited about this particular project?
This is probably a genre that I've had the least experience in, and therefore it's been the most exciting for me to want to be a part of. I love action forward projects, and especially getting to have a part in the action is really important to me. And exciting. And no, it had a great appeal. And to know that this was the team behind making this show, it felt like it was set up for success. So I was very happy to be able to get this opportunity to do this.
Well, I know a big part of the show is, of course, the task force and all of you working together. If you could bring in maybe a friend or someone you've worked with in the past on a task force with you, who would that be?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Ooh,
I know this is going to sound
go on.
like a kiss ass response,
Well.
but I would bring my wife. And let me just say, and I mean that sincerely, she is leaps and bounds ahead of me in terms of decision making. Out of the rational decision making, she's the
love
queen of that. So that's probably who I'd prevent me from dying.
I don't know who I would, I don't know who I bring on. Maybe my dad. He'd be a good decoy.
Yeah. Sure, he'll appreciate that. How do your characters play off of each other throughout the season?
We put each other right in front of the bullet and just say, you take it. No, interact. You know, we kind of, I think the characters are very aware of the strengths and of what they bring to the team. So what ends up happening is relying on each other's strengths and that kind of thing. So the interaction is essential, really.
Well, thank you both so much. I'm very excited to see the rest of the show.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Don.
It's a pleasure talking with you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.